Hey guys, it's Alyssa. Today I want to talk about the idea of a nesting party for pregnant moms and why I am so in love with the idea. But before we jump fully into that, I just wanted to say welcome. Thanks for watching. If this is your first time here, again, I'm Alyssa. I have a 2.5-year-old son. I'm literally 39 weeks pregnant right now, and I have a lot of opinions about a lot of things. I'm super passionate about them, and I just want to share them. So if you're digging it, follow, like, subscribe. I really appreciate it. But today specifically, nesting parties. So I actually threw myself a nesting party. Because of my position in my church, I have a lot of influence and I have a lot of relationships with a lot of women, and I wanted to really bring this idea to the table so that we could start doing this for more women in our community because I love the idea so much. So what is a nesting party? Well, nesting parties are for pregnant women later in their pregnancy. A lot of times they are for second-time moms or maybe in addition to a baby shower. I'm not saying for a first-time mom you don't need a baby shower, because you do. You need all the presents, you need all the gifts, you need all of the embarrassing things. But if you already have all those things or whatever, maybe you still need support, but maybe it's not monetary, maybe it's not gifts, maybe it's a diaper shower, I don't know. But what I felt like I needed most was this nesting party, but it's such a new idea that I didn't know how to go about doing it. So I wanted to bring the idea to my friends, to my circle, and get this ball rolling in our community so we could start doing this for all the pregnant people. So I came across, I don't know how to say this. I think it's Marabou, maybe it's Marabou. MarabouServices.com, I will link it down below. They seem to have like nesting parties figured out. And this article is from 2018, so it's like kind of old. But I feel like they perfectly described what a new mom is looking for. This is an article written from the perspective of a friend going to visit a newly postpartum mom, right? In my dreams, I'm a fantasy visitor. I show up at my new mother's doorstep at a time she knows I'm coming. There's a meal in my hand that I know she will like. Muffins and homemade bread and more. I tuck it into her fridge for later. I step in quietly and keep a peaceful atmosphere. This is her and her baby's time for quiet and rest. I give my friend a gentle squeeze and I gush with her over her new beautiful baby. I know what you're thinking. That all seems pretty normal and natural so far, right? Well, without her asking, I go to the sink and I wash my hands to hold her baby, but only if she wants. While I'm here, I wash the dishes. I already know what gets hand washed and what can be safe in the dishwasher. I know where to find extra dish soap. I suggest she go and rest, and I'll let myself out. As she ascends her stairs to cocoon in bed with baby, I sneak into her front closet to find her broom. I sweep her kitchen, then I quickly clean her bathroom and make sure everything is tidy. Put out some dishes for dinner that night so that it's easy for her husband to find, and I slip out the door. This is postpartum support. This is nourishment. I feel like that is what community is. But it's so hard to get from like hugging your friends at church or being in a group with someone to that. And that is what the nesting party helps do. So there's a lot of different ways that you can have a nesting party, but I think the bones of the idea is you invite your core people. These people might like see your underwear, so you're not inviting like 100 people so you get a lot of good gifts at your baby shower. These are like your people, right? So you're inviting them to a party while you're pregnant. They all come over and you clean your whole house together. Maybe you assign different tasks to different people, or maybe you go through it all as a group. But at this party, A, your whole house gets deep cleaned, and B, everyone learns where the broom is, where the extra dish soap is, what gets hand washed, what doesn't, all these different things. And again, you can be as organized or not organized about it as you want. If you have like 15 ladies coming over, maybe you divvy up the tasks and have different people doing different sections. Everyone learns these things, and then everyone takes a meal train card. So then in theory, after baby is born, people are coming back in rotation with the meals that they already know. If you're gluten-free or restricting dairy, you've already had the opportunity to talk about all these things. They're coming back already knowing how you want your bathroom cleaned with a meal. You've already discussed with them at the party if you want them to wear a mask or wash their hands or whatever it may be. And they can be there to support you and serve you in this time in the way that you would like. And so that's what the nesting party is. The nesting party is this opportunity to open up and be like, yeah, I need help. This is how you can best help me. And so all of your friends, your people, they get to learn how to do these things, and then they come back and they do them. And it's so beautiful. And I love this idea, as well as sit down and have great conversation with fellow mothers and women about labor and birth and what you are experiencing and processing and all of those things, right? So I didn't do this exact thing for my nesting party. I wanted to introduce the idea, and I feel like you kind of need a little bit of help, like a secondary person throwing this party. But I just loved it so much I wanted to talk about it. So I invited about 10 people over, and then COVID kind of picked up in my area. It ended up being Labor Day. There was a lot of stuff going on. So not as many people came, which I was great with, but a few people did, and it was great. I have a really picky diet, and I do have wonderful family around me that when I had Rio, they fed me very well. But what I did need help with was all these projects around my house that were like undone and untied, and I just had all these loose ends that I know would drive me crazy. And I would be there trying to care with my new baby and like rest with her, and I'd be like, oh, but I need to like finish that thing, like I gotta like go do this thing or whatever. That's just how my mind works. And I knew going into having this baby, I want these things done. And I also knew that there were so many things I would not be able to do them all myself. And I have all these friends who were always like, let me know if you need anything, let me know how I can help. So I took them up on it, and I said, this is how you can help. Come over this day, wear your paint clothes, let's have a party. And it was so much fun. Like, I remember in college having these like Pinterest craft nights, and I feel like that's almost what this was. Like, it was just fun. Now again, I didn't do the meal planning, and we didn't really clean my house. I asked that people come over and help me finish up all these projects. And then we had conversations about being a mom, conversations about birth. And then I went into like, hey guys, I think this is really important and we should do this for more people in our church. Like, I took the opportunity to like, let's continue to throw these parties kind of thing. For me, I sent out the invitations, and then I decided what projects I wanted done, or you would talk with your host and decide, you know, what you would want cleaned or what projects or whatever. And then I spent the next like week or two gathering all the supplies, making sure I had the paint, making sure I had everything I needed, so that when the people came over, I would be like, here it is, go. And some of the more detailed things I talked to people before the party, and then some of the other things we talked to at the party. So I wrote out all these different things I wanted to complete on index cards, just like project cards with a little bit of details, and I just put them together and I made little stations. Like, over here, we're gonna paint this. Over here, I want this organized. Over here, this is what I want. People came over, we greeted, we laughed, we said hi, and people went straight to work, and they picked up the cards, all the supplies were there, and they did the thing. Then during the party, I just bounced around from group to group and station to station, and like people would ask me questions like, oh, did you want this? And I would be like, yes. And I recorded some, and I just laughed and talked and hung out with my people, and it was a great night for me. And I was able to accomplish a lot and spend some time with people that I'm not gonna have much time to spend with in the upcoming months. At the end of the night, all the things were done, and all I had to do was tidy up and put the things where I wanted them or whatever. And it was such a great experience. It was so fun. And I think more people should be throwing nesting parties for other people and supporting postpartum moms in this way. Whether it's with cleaning and household chores and providing meals, or whether it's like, I'm just crazy and I need all these projects done before this baby gets here and I'm not gonna be able to do it on my own. Whatever it is, I had a great time at the party, obviously having a great time having all those things done now. So I 10/10 recommend nesting parties. A lot of moms feel very weird about it, and so that's where after you do the projects, after you clean the house, after you do the thing, a lot of people sit down and they have desserts together, and that's usually provided by the mom, like as a thank you for cleaning, as a thank you for supporting, or whatever it may be. Like a easy dinner. So I just cut up a bunch of vegetables and I threw them in the oven, and then we ate together, we talked, we laughed, I made desserts, and then I had a few like snacks and stuff out through the night, drinks. And that was it. It was not fuss. I did not clean my house. Like, it was picked up, but I did not, like, you know, if you're having a party, you like put a little extra things away and whatever. I didn't do any of that because these are my people and they came expecting and knowing this. Also, I wrote in the invitation exactly what this party was going to be, because you don't want people showing up like glamorous and then you're like, can you clean my toilet? Like, people need to know what they're walking into. So it might take some idea of convincing, which is why I wanted to throw the party for myself again and start making this happen in our community. Bottom line, you should be throwing nesting parties for people who are pregnant, and you should ask someone to throw you a nesting party. I'll throw you a nesting party. Not today, not this month, not in the next 3 months. But I love this idea, and I think historically, women caring for women is what happened around child labor and like raising of children. You had your mom and your grandma and all these people, and a lot of us don't live by them now. And so you have like 1 or 2 family members or 1 or 2 close friends, but we really need that community support to do this well. And I love the idea, a nesting party. So more people should throw nesting parties, guys, please. Know what you think? Nesting parties, it can be a little awkward to ask for the help, which is great having the outside host throwing the party for you. Overall, big fan of this idea. Check out maravuservices.com. They are a website. Wish this was sponsored, but it's not. On their website, they go way more into detail about nesting parties, and they actually have services where you can make a registry for meal trains, make a registry for house cleaning, for different postpartum care, child care for older siblings, all these different things. And you can add that to your registries or your Facebook through their website. So check them out. Let me know what you guys think. Gonna throw a nesting party for somebody in your community, or would you wish someone would have thrown a nesting party for you? Love the idea. Think more people should be doing it. Thanks for watching. Bye.